Alright guys, that's coming again today. Hope you're all doing well and enjoying all day. So far, after much drama and speculation in recent days, FaZe officially confirm Alluka as their substitute for now and for the rest of the season. This is a big deal in terms of what their roster might look like in the very near future. Drazah certainly gives his perspective on it as well. But then, Alluka's still in challenges for now for various seasons we'll discuss on the Brooklyn team. Scrims against the Los Angeles Thieves last night. Arguably the team that could or maybe should have got him. Did they need him? Based on the evidence of yesterday. Very much enjoyed your thoughts in the comments. Hit the like button if you enjoy. Subscribe if you're new as always. We are going to begin here because FaZe Esports, there was talk that they were going to do an announcement yesterday. Well, FaZe Vegas said they were going to do their announcement. This then happened earlier in the day and people thought, okay, maybe it's one and the same. FaZe Esports are confirming that, look, FaZe Media is dead. All the personalities, the streamers have gone. Effectively, we still don't fully know what's happening with Jev and stuff like this, but effectively that's cooked, and FaZe Esports is the only piece of the FaZe puzzle that currently remains. But they say, we ain't going anywhere. FaZe Esports, spelt correctly, is here to stay. We remain on our own separate operation and our focus stays the same, bringing home trophies, building world-class rosters and putting on a show for the best fans in esports. We can't wait to get back to the stage. So there we go. That's FaZe Esports with what is, to be honest, a better logo than whatever FaZe Clan were doing over these last few months. Ksun then says, as I've said before, and I'll make it one last time to make it clear, we're here to stay. Separate operation. Despite leaving FaZe Clan, I will continue leading the charge at FaZe Esports. Let's go win some championships, FaZe up. So, awesome to see. I think Ksun is calling the shots over there. It's kind of interesting how this has all worked out, that Ksun effectively finds himself now as the general manager in some respects of pretty much the entirety of FaZe Esports operations. Of course, there are also some top guys over there, but, they actually know what they're doing. Simp says, glad to still be representing FaZe Esports with everything going on. Love being a part of this franchise, the legacy behind it, and some responses from Paul over at AEV and all of that other type of stuff. Ksun himself says, you are the franchise effectively. So yeah, they want Simp to stay. But that was not the only announcement of the day. This was a big announcement that has been rumoured for a little bit of time, but actually seeing it confirmed was very interesting, because I think with all the FaZe drama in recent weeks, it was kind of like, okay, is this actually going to come true? Are they going to get Alluka in the end? Should they get Alluka, right? I mean, this guy fried effectively in one Challengers Cup, but there is more to it than that. People who know the Challengers scene recognise that this kid, German guy, was coming over to the US to give it a go this season, playing college cards, right? I mean, that was how it was. Now, of course, he's playing in the Challengers League and now effectively is a Pro League player, although not in the CDL quite as of yet. But there was a recognition that he would be doing some pretty good things in Challengers this year. Certainly a player to keep an eye on when he came over this season. And, well, we have seen some of the outcomes of that. So it's not like this is totally out of the blue. People knew him from the Challengers the last couple of years in Europe. This guy was a player to watch. So it's not just that he had like one Challengers Cup and that's it. But look, has he gone to LAN and mix it up with the best of the best? As the OpTic guys were saying the other day, that's what you used to have to do. If you wanted any respect, if you wanted to get signed by a pro team, you had to back up your LAN performances or back up your online stuff, turning up to LAN, and probably do it a few times before players would give you the respect. But nowadays, people are looking for the next Mercules, and understandably so. This, I think, is a very sensible decision from both parties here. And what's especially interesting is, of course, look, if Alluka is the next Merc, or if, again, the next Merc is a pretty outrageous assessment, but if this kid is going to be a staple in the league for the coming years because he's just that good, which we don't really know yet, obviously it's a risk, but it's possible to say the least, FaZe have locked him down. And FaZe are a top team, obviously, right? Top franchise, top team. So not like Alluka was going to get many opportunities better than this. So lots of reaction to this. They say, Starboy, here he is in the FaZe jersey, which is kind of growing on me, I'm not going to lie. But, okay, maybe that's slightly blasphemous to say. But anyway, Alluka says, joined FaZe Vegas, here we go, for presumably the rest of the season. Now, as you can see, he's still affiliated with Brooklyn. If you go on his thing or whatever, you can see it's Brooklyn that he's got his affiliate badge tick through, rather than with FaZe, and that's actually what he's got on his bio, at FaZe Vegas at Brooklyn. So that's still where he's playing for now. Thought it was also cool to see Rafi Raffi say, because, again, another dub for Raffi. I imagine there's some sort of buyout that's been in play here. And as he says, we've dealt now with over 2/3 of the league organizations over the last few years. But shout out the guys at FaZe, because they were easily one of the most professional organizations that they have worked with. So, yeah, wishing the best for Alluka. Where do we go from here? Because, of course, he's a substitute, right? He's not on the starting team yet. Some questions as to whether they would have done that if they could. I'll share a couple of clips in a second, but effectively, he's on a student visa, right? I think he plays for, like, Fisher or whatever it is. Anyway, playing in collegiate COD for a little while. That's how he's got his visa and everything sorted to come to the States. But if he's going to play in the Pro League, then he's going to have to get, like, a working visa or something. That will take some time. It's certainly doable. I can't imagine that FaZe, if they really wanted to make this happen, wouldn't be able to make it happen, but that is going to take a bit of time. They probably can't put him in the league straight away anyway. He may not also want to play in the league immediately. Certainly the guys on the main roster, well, those that are at risk of losing their job in this case, they won't want him to come in too swiftly either. But it is worth noting the last time FaZe brought on a substitute that was a rookie, of course they've had subs more recently than that, but last time it was a rookie was Simp. They brought him on back in, I think it was Modern Warfare 19, they had him briefly, and then he got dropped for some drama, then he came back again. But anyway, Simp was still there for a couple of years, then he ends up on Vanguard for Surge, and we know what Simp has gone on to do. So if this is a similar kind of situation, then Alluka also might find himself being a rather staple player in the league. But yeah, we'll see. Is the first rookie to start for FaZe if he does end up joining FaZe? Because, of course, Sib was the sub for FaZe for a couple of years, but, like, he was never going to get an opportunity on the starting team because they were, frankly, just too good. Whereas Alluka, that might not necessarily be the case for, depending what happens next. So, is this a good move for Alluka? I think is also a question, because some would say, could he have waited and then signed for a team that really need him? As in, maybe FaZe Vegas, because of this pressure from their substitute bench, maybe they lock in now. They play really well at Major 1. That is an absolute ideal case scenario for FaZe, by the way, right? Like, bringing in Alluka, paying him the bag to sit on the sub bench. And it's probably not a massive bag anyway, it's probably near enough minimum. Maybe he gets a higher salary if he's in the league or whatever. Who knows what the dynamic is there. But what we understand is that if he makes the team play better because he's putting some pressure on from the bench, then that's going to pay for himself back easily in the future anyway. So it makes sense for FaZe. I don't think there's any doubt about that. It also keeps Alluka, if he is that guy, away from other potential teams. For Alluka, there are questions, because if this does make FaZe lock in, what if Thieves had, terrible stage 1, then by holding off, he could potentially have got an even better opportunity. But it's tough to see a better opportunity than going to FaZe on the sub bench, getting paid a salary to sit there, play challenges while they get the visa stuff sorted, probably, to get you into the Pro League at some point. So Ghosty says, congrats, brother. Hope it goes well. It's obviously a really exciting story so far this season. Drazah then says, welcome to the squad, Alluka. So, obviously you've got to say something, I imagine. But I thought it was pretty interesting because people will be looking at Drazah as, if there is a player most at risk, maybe. Alluka can probably run either role, but he would likely step in as a more slaying flex player. That's kind of where Drazah currently occupies. He's not had a good start to the season. So, there's no doubt that Drazah will be thinking, okay, all right, I need to probably be a little bit more concerned than that, to be honest. He'd probably need to lock in for the next few weeks if he wants to make sure he doesn't lose his spot. And if they don't go well at Major 1, you can definitely see a world where this happens. So, to continue on from that, and to add on to the Los Angeles Thieves drama, let's talk about some of the scrims. Ravens played Omit Brooklyn. Ravens slammed them. So this was Alluka's team, right? So this is the team of Alluka, Nate, Brack, and Fellow. That's what they're currently rocking with. They played Ravens, and they got slammed 8-0. This is pretty impressive from the Ravens so far. Again, it's scrims, right? But Nero, Craze, Slasher, Lurqxx, maybe they're finally putting something together. Yeah, Surger made some changes. They brought in Tej. Maybe Ravens, they're actually going to be all right. Again, it's scrims. Take it as you will. Pinch of salt. But what's relevant here is that Ravens 8-0'd these guys in scrims. They then went on to play the Los Angeles Thieves. And this was a very, very different result. Now, again, this was kind of a more high intensity, high pressure series because you're playing Thieves, one of the top teams. You're going to try and bring your A game. Everyone was watching it. There were loads of key storylines on this because there was much talk in recent weeks, such as what the Slayer had to say. Should Thieves be getting rid of Kenny, bringing in Alluka right about now? Well, they had their chance to do so. I think they've, we don't know how Thieves are going to go for the rest of the year. They've obviously had a tricky start. It's not been awful, but it's not been great by any means. I don't think it's necessarily a bad decision for them not to go and get Alluka, but it could well prove to be one over time, and that's why this series had a lot of eyeballs on it, especially based on what the results ended up being.
Was that he wants to get better. Like he feels like he could be way better. But before he gets thrown in there, like he wants to work and like become a better player before he gets thrown in there. Like even he said that, and I was like, all right, well, that's what he said. I mean, that's what he said, chat. That's what he said.
Damn.
Guys, you don't believe me? You can ask. You can ask Alluka. You can ask Alluka, chat. You can ask him if he said that. I mean, unless I'm being lied to, but that's what he said. I mean, that's what he said, chat. He said that he wants to. He can't play yet. Like he just wants to play challengers, I think.
Let's get Pat in here, bro.
I kind of fucking tip it, bro. If you just want to play challengers at first, to like fuck, I kind of fucking tip that. Look, Rafi just said in the chat that is what he said. There you go.
Wait, what did he say? That he wants to play challengers?
Yeah, like he wants to play challenges for a little bit and like perfect his
develop
craft.
his game. Is he gonna start? Like, is it waiting to get his visa? Like, what's up?
I won't comment on any of that stuff. But no, I don't think FaZe Vegas is changing in any way. FaZe Vegas is staying the same.
They're not changing yet?
No.
Wait, you said why'd you say yet?
They ain't changing yet.
Alluka, for one, Alluka, he can't play anyway because he's under a student visa, so he would box in years.
No, Bango, yo, put some pressure on. Help your boy.
Yeah, you can go, Alluka. Shit's not bad, I guess.
It's not too bad. As long as they lock down every lane.
That's a go, dude.
Send him in time. I spawn deep as fuck.
Yeah, that's a crazy.
Yeah.
I spawn deep as fuck.
Yo, he's losing full, bro.
Yo, I'm telling you, this Nate kid is
fucking chat.
He's blacking out. Oh, they lost.
Try and get him if you can.
Yeah, it's all good. 1-1.
Oh, wait, but it's Tyler Fallow with a big three to the front side.
No shot.
Holy shit. Holy shit!
It's doable.
It's Alluka Puka Nakua off the three-piece of Tyler Fellow, and here he goes. Oh! Oh my God!
They've done it!
They've done it!
This is how the Dynasty cement. Wait, they're all banging their side.
Oh wait! But wait! But wait! But wait! But wait!
No!
Oh my God!
Yo, what's that?
Tyler at 61.
Bro, we almost did it, bro.
Oh my God.
Oh, that was insane. That was fucking insane. But that was a movie. That was a cinema.
So the final result of this, just shortly after Omit Brooklyn got 8-0'd by the Ravens, was LA Thieves 3, Omit Brooklyn 5. And these are the results, of course. FaZe Alluka, 44-25 on the Blackheart Hardpoint, 61-33. That was actually Fellow on the Colossus, which they managed to lose in that pretty remarkable finish that you guys just saw. Some other interesting clips as well. This was Brack with a 47-19 performance. So anyway, this was LA Thieves' first scrim back. Worth keeping that in mind. The OpTic guys said, actually, kind of interesting, I thought, in a podcast a few days ago anyway, they said that their teams weren't going to be scrimming until the 3rd of January. That was going to be their first day back. But clearly some teams, maybe that feel like they need it, they're locking in earlier than that, which is a no-brainer, to be honest. But Ravens back at it again. Maybe they've already played a little bit. Thieves, pretty sure this was their first series back, and the Challengers guys pretty much play the whole time through Christmas because there's so much to play in Challengers this time of the year. So, look, obviously a bit of a pinch of salt in play. At the end of the day, at Scrims, wasn't long ago we saw Thieves batter OpTic 5-0 in the hardpoints before Christmas in a Scrim set there. So, it is what it is, but Thieves only win 3 maps out of 8 against an Omit Brooklyn team, which features this Alluka guy who maybe they could have signed. So, obviously going to be a key talking point. Intrigued to your thoughts as ever in the comments section below. This was another one. Nate drops 51 here. He was certainly an entertaining character last night on that exposure. A couple of good clips coming out of him. It was interesting, though, to say that Zuma revealed, and obviously what Alluka thinks, that he's intending to stay in Challengers for now, still hone the craft, probably while they get the visa stuff sorted, but that kind of is the question, really, as to is that why he's not on the team already? Like, is it possible that if FaZe could put him in right now, they actually would? I think they, FaZe, and also Thieves, are right to bide their time with the rosters that they have. You've got to at least give it until Major 1 and see how the teams do on LAN. Then decisions can be made, but it is possible that FaZe here have got a player that maybe in hindsight Thieves will feel like, okay, maybe we could have made a different decision at the start of the season and gone down the route that FaZe now have. So very much interested to your thoughts in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, take care, and I'll see you next time.